thank you for coming and welcome. We're here today to once again talk about veterans issues. They are key. Men and women who serve our country, we want to make sure their service to this country, their willingness to take up arms to protect this country, to defend our country, and to assist our country is not forgotten. Oftentimes, service is not the easiest thing. And particularly in wartime or wartime-like conditions, people are traumatized. And mental health is a real issue for all of us, because this isn't an ordinary life when you transition from civilian to military and you go into combat. This past June, I signed legislation where we would fly the SARS flag, S-A-R, Suicide Awareness and Remembrance, in honor of our veterans, so that they get the help that is needed and that we make people more aware of it. And it's important to do that. And the leader in this effort is one of our legislators, Chad Lennon from the 6th District. Chad is a county legislator that's been elected twice, but he is also something else. He is a lieutenant colonel in our Marines, and he fought, I believe it was Afghanistan.
Yes, sir.
And he won the Purple Heart, among many other awards that he has received. And he is aware of sometimes the struggle that some of our veterans face after being in combat and coming back and trying to transition to civilian life. It's not always easy, and it wasn't always recognized. And as time goes by, it is recognized more and more because of efforts like men, like Chad, who served not only in our military, but now serves as an elected official. So rather than go on about this, I'm going to let the guy that has led this effort, who can speak, because he led it right from the front. He's been in combat, he's been wounded, he's been awarded all types of awards, and he has been just recently promoted from major to lieutenant colonel in the Marines. And I think anyone that knows all of our armed services knows the Marines. It's a service where if you get promoted, you've earned it. So, and with me is Jim Brennan, who is our assistant in Veterans Affairs, Veteran Services. He is a full colonel in the Marines. I just point that out. I'm always impressed by your service. So, Chad, I'm going to turn this over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. County Executive. Thank you for your support. Thank you for holding this press conference here today to keep this issue at the forefront, because it must be. 20 years ago, the VA did a study and found out 22 veterans a day are taking their own life. So when you go to bed tonight, we're going to lose 22 veterans. On top of that, 550 today are attempting to take their own life. For 20 years, that has not changed. We've done the same thing for 20 years, and the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. But we're doing something different here in Suffolk County, the largest population of veterans in New York State. If you take in Nassau County, Brooklyn, and Queens, the 4 largest through New York State, I would argue we have the largest region of veterans in the entire country. And there is no active military base. There's no Fort Bragg. There's no Camp Pendleton. There are veterans here that are coming home, and when you come home, it is a culture shock. There is an increase of 50% or more likely of taking your own life within the first few months of separation. You go from a culture of you're told where to go, what to do, you're surrounded by the same language, the same culture, told to stay in your lane and make sure everyone else does. And then you come home, even if you're stationed in this country, and it's not the same. All of a sudden you sit down to get that haircut and go, oh, I don't need to have a medium fade to the skin. What do I do? And there's all these different questions that you ask us, how do I adjust? Because you come back home, you think things will be the same, and they're not. Here in Suffolk, we're going to have a symbol, the SAR flag, to recognize that we have a massive issue for 20 years with no real change. The VA has even said in the last 5 years, they spent $588 million to try to combat the issue and the epidemic of veteran suicides. It hasn't changed. We will be the template for the rest of the country. We will make a difference here. And I pledged when I put this bill up, and before it went to vote with the passing of the bill, I'm going to walk 66 miles from Orient Fire Department to here out front in Armed Forces Plaza with the SAR flag and the American flag. That SAR flag that is going to go across our county will then be flown on this Sunday when we conduct our Veteran Suicide Awareness and Remembrance Commemoration event and honor Corporal Miller, a Suffolk County resident, a Marine who took his own life. The SAR flag will go up next to the American flag and the POW MIA flag to show the unity of our veteran and service member community, sticking together and being there for one another. Now, as the county executive said, I may have led this charge, but it's not just me, it's all of us. You see the men and women standing behind me, whether they served or they're here, who has not served, to support our community. It's not just veterans that can make a difference, it's all of you. Everyone out there can make a difference, whether you served or not. Learning about this issue, 22 today are going to be gone. 550 are trying to be gone. And that doesn't include National Guard, that doesn't include reservists, that doesn't include those who are not in the VA system. How many more are we not capturing? That number is going to be even higher if we had an accurate description, accurate count of what's actually happening in our community. And again, we've had 20 years of global war on terror. More veterans were taking their own life than combat operations, Iraq, Afghanistan, Yemen, Somalia, all around the world. We've had service members who've spent an entire career at war. When you get deployed, whether it's 7 months to 18 months, depending on the service, 3 months for our Rangers, your life's in danger 24/7. If you don't go outside the wire, you're still being mortared, you're still being fired upon, your life is still being threatened. For veterans, whether I'm in this seat of a legislator or not. And I know everyone here who is a veteran thinks the same way, because we are, at the end of the day, all brothers and sisters in arms. So I look forward, I encourage all of you, come out and join us. 9 a.m. on Saturday, we'll be at Orient Fire Department, we'll step off from there. We will arrive here at 11 a.m. on Saturday, 26 hours. I encourage as many people as possible to meet us at Dunkin' Donuts on 347 down the street, right where the Chick-fil-A is, the last 2 miles. We are going to come in as a big group, because that's what it takes. You complete a mission in the military as a unit. We as a community will be that unit coming together, solidarity, all of us together, to bring this number from 22 to where it should be, 0. So again, thank you for everyone that's be here today, and thank you to Mr. County Executive for all your support.
Thank you. And by the way, another one of your constituents that is remembered is Joseph P. Dwyer.
Yes.
Who served Army, was in Iraq. The last photo you see of him is carrying an Iraqi child. He came home and unfortunately took his own life. But we don't forget these people. We remember them. And we try to make improvements. Let me introduce the Director of our Veteran Services for Suffolk County, Marcel Lees.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. County Executive. Thank you, Legislator Lennon. I am also an Air Force veteran. I served 24 years in the New York Air National Guard, so I know what it means. We've already talked about the reintegration and how the adjustment is so difficult. But today I want to talk about resources, okay? The Suffolk County Veteran Service Agency, which is located right up here on the 3rd floor of the H. Lee Dennison building, is here to help. We're not clinicians, but we are here and we have the resources. I was actually, just before I came down here, I was on a Teams meeting with the VA Suicide Prevention Program. These people are out there. They have the resources. We're talking about breaking the stigma, the myths. If you say something to somebody about suicide that it's going to put it in their head, it is not. We want to talk about the resource of 988, the crisis line. It is out there for you. Veterans press 1 and you're going to get immediate assistance 24/7. Our office up here, again, is here to support you in your journey. When we talk about suicide, we talk about people that are in a place, a very dark place, but there is hope and there is healing. So I want to thank you today for bringing this to the front lines, to the community, to let you know that there is help for you today. So please reach out. And if you have a buddy, please check on them. Wingman checks are very important to ensure that they know that you've got their back. So again, thank you, Mr. County Executive, for inviting me today.
Thank you. I would point out we have several members of the veterans community and leaders in our veterans community here. I want to thank them for joining us. We're joined by our Deputy Presiding Officer, Steve Flatteran, and we're joined by our other legislator, Catherine, back there. When they do this march, the 66 miles from Orient to Hop Park, most of this is going to be through Catherine's district and through Chad's district. So I just want to point this out. They're here to show their support. I appreciate everyone showing up. I hope we get out there and march. We get a little exercise, because at the end, Dunkin' Donuts. So you got to work it off. So I'm hoping we get out there. But it's a way of reminding all of us of the service that men and women sign up for the military, because it doesn't end when their service ends. Some of that continues well beyond. And Chad is stepping out and making us aware. And the statistics are just devastating. The number of service people that take their lives every day, the number of service people that attempt to take their lives every day, and the fact that that statistic hasn't changed for the last 20 years. Thank you, Legislator Lennon. As you march through northern Suffolk, northeastern Suffolk, you are setting a standard. You are reminding us, you're calling attention to this. And sometimes that's all you need, because we're all Americans. And when we see a problem like this, we all want to help. And by calling attention to this, thank you again, Legislator Lennon. And thank your colleagues for your support. They've supported you on this. They've supported the SAR flag, Suicide Awareness and Remembrance flag for veterans, which flies now at our Armed Services Plaza. So thank you again. I'm sure he's looking forward to everyone joining him on Saturday or Sunday. Thank you. And you're taking what, the main road?
Yes,
25?
25, 25A, 347.
Right, okay, real simple. And we will have our police department out there providing an escort. So, thank you.